It is extremely important to me that the stories we share are authentic and that we strive to tell both perspectives. I've been a local to this remarkable island 3 times and a tourist too many times to count. Our Home Your Holiday celebrates Aruba. There's a reason why Arubans are so patriotic, and there's a reason why visitors keep coming back. Let's dive into the elements that makes Aruba our home and the perfect holiday. World Tourism Day is coming up on September 27th. Hi everyone, I'm Yantulu. Aruba Tourism Authority, together with AHATA, recently held a global travel conference where tourism drivers of our island made it clear that Aruba is heading towards a more responsible, a more sustainable, and a more regenerative travel destination. Take a look.
One of the advantages that Aruba has across the board in tourism is that they're always looking to help out their own people and their own island, which is something that I don't see anywhere else.
That's certainly nice to hear. What she is saying seems to be in line with the message delivered at the Global Travel Conference this year. The island's tourism strategy is looking to shift from what can Aruba do for its visitors to what can Aruba do for its guests and what can our guests do for Aruba.
You know, when I travel to like the Dominican Republic or in Cancun, it's very based on people coming in and not so much on their island or their resources, and that's something that they've always been very proud of, because we know everything.
This is Daniela Buchwald, a tour operator attending this year's Global Travel Conference. Daniela has extensive knowledge of Aruba, both professionally and personally, as she and her family are repeat visitors to this island. I also had the opportunity to speak with her at last year's conference as well. She represents Delta Vacations, based in the US, and her frequent visits to Aruba have given her a deep understanding of the destination.
I think, at least to speak from Aruba, there's a lot of repeat clients that come. You know, like me, I come all the time, and it's something that you kind of feel like you're a part of. Once you start coming to a destination so many times, you feel like this is also part of your family, part of your, like, who you are. And to keep traveling to this island, you have to take care of it. So I feel like, at least for Aruba, because families come here over and over again, like there's a lot of repeat business, they do feel like they're part of the island when they're taking care of and making sure that where they're staying is sustainable. So I feel like, at least for Aruba, they do a good job, the travelers, into taking care of their own resources as much as they, you know, Aruban people are proud of their resources as well.
Daniela highlights that our visitors' desire to care for the island aligns with a key point made by Ronella Cruz, CEO of the Aruba Tourism Authority, in her address at the Global Travel Conference. Aruba is transitioning towards a more responsible, sustainable, and regenerative tourism industry. The goal is to move our destination to one that aims to create net positive effects through increasing the regenerative capacity of human societies and ecosystems. After speaking with a travel representative from North America, Europe, and South America, they are all on board and support this shift.
I totally agree with the shift. I think that Aruba, maybe they're focusing more on ecotourism and sustainability right now, but I think they've always been a little bit ahead of the curve in that direction anyway, in terms of protecting the coral and the reefs and, you know, the suntan lotion that they would prefer that their guests on the island use, the recycling of the water. You know, people go out and drink bottled water, and in Aruba you have the best water around because of the way that it's filtered. So I think they've always leaned in that direction. I think maybe now they're becoming front and center with the fact that they've been very involved in sustainability and protection of the natural environment here.
To make sure that our industry will have a long time in the world. You know, we have to we have to do something different that we used to do to this time, because the words change, the way to make business change, and I think we are in the right path to have friendly environment. I think this is the right thing to do to guarantee that we're going to have a health industry in the future.
But I think it's a good idea, and not all the islands do that.
If we have some country that's not thinking and doing stuff like this to guarantee that the future is in the wrong way.
I think that people are mindful. I think it's more generational. I think that the younger generation and the demographics of Aruba, I believe, are changing. I think you're getting more, millennials coming, younger people, and they do focus on that. I mean, that's very important to them. So, not that the older generation or the baby boomers don't care, but I think that the younger generation, it's more front and center for them.
We travel a lot, and so we have the responsibilities to be care of the sustainability of the environment in general, I think.
Well, I think repeat customers, it's important, but you have generations of families that have been coming to this destination for years, right? And their children, their grandchildren are coming, and you want to keep them coming to the destination if that is an important issue for them. So I think the fact that you are protecting the environment, you want to keep the beauty of Aruba, right? People come here because the sun, the sand, the beautiful beaches, the water, right? You want to keep that the way it was, way back when their parents were coming here. So I think that, that's important to address that issue.
As we shift our focus toward becoming a more sustainable, responsible, and regenerative destination, it's important to remember what is at the core. When you build it for the locals, the tourists will
Especially
come.
here on the island. Over the years, I know they take care of like the people that work on the island as well. They have laws that help out their own people, and their mindset has always been taking care of their own people first before they start taking care of all these clients that come into the destination, which is one of the things that actually helps tourism and the guests that are coming into the island feeling like they are part of it, because you have happy people working, and that resonates to the client as well. When you have somebody that's working and is happy to be working and is happy to be here on the island helping out clients that are coming into the island, I think it just regenerates the tourism, regenerates everything that the island is trying to offer.
Here's a question for you. What is a topic of conversation that friends and family typically try to avoid? Well, because it can be a sensitive topic, maybe even confrontational. Have you guessed yet? If you said politics, you are correct. Well, we are about to get political, but in a different way, my way. We're not going to get into the nitty-gritty of politicians' agendas or anything like that. What we are going to do is focus in on Election Day. The United States and Aruba both have elections coming up in the next few months. We're going to take a look at what makes our island's Election Day unique compared to the US. Any law or regulation in the United States that happens only on Election Day?
Any law or regulations that happens only on Election Day?
Any laws that take place on Election Day?
Hold on, rules and laws enforced only on Election Day. I don't think I'm gonna have a good answer for you for that one.
I can't think of any, seriously.
We don't have any special rules on Election Day that I'm aware of.
Actually, for Election Day, what we have is everybody has the half day off.
Today, is it true or false that every worker gets half day off to go vote?
Yes, it is true. Half day.
You mean about giving them the 4 hours? I think it's fair.
Yeah, it's a good law, I think, because you get more time to vote.
Actually, I support it. That's one of the benefits that make it easy to leave work and actually voting. Otherwise, you're going to be contracted with the time, or otherwise you have to put your own time leaving the work without pay to reach for the voting for that day.
I love it because in America they do encourage you to go and vote. However, they don't give you the time off to actually go do it. So even like work, they also encourage you to go and vote, but it's not like they say, okay, you can take the half of the day off or some hours off to actually go do it.
I think it's a great rule. I think it's a great law. A lot of times in America, people don't vote because work gets in the way and goes too long. So I think having mandated time off is great for that.
Well, I feel like it's important for you to have the time to vote, and you're busy all day long, I feel like everyone works long hours here. So if you want to get the voting in, I feel like that is important.
Yes, I absolutely support that rule, that give a half a day off work.
It makes sense if you want a good turnout.
I think that's a good rule. That way nobody has any excuse for not going to vote.
A lot of people, and a lot of people feel guilty even just to take vacations. So to even go vote, a lot of people will not go vote because they may want to vote, but they may not go vote because of having to go to work that specific day.
In America, we don't get a half day off to go vote. And what happens to us is if we're working, say, 8 to 5 or on an 8-hour shift or a 10-hour shift, we have to rush and try to get to a polling place to cast our vote before they close at the end of the day.
So locals cannot get alcohol on election day?
No, on election day you cannot have alcohol.
Can you tell me in Aruba a few special laws that only happen in Aruba on election day?
No alcohol for the locals, but for the tourists, they can have it.
And how do you feel about that as a local?
I approve. I am 100% agree with that rule.
Why?
You have to be conscious of what you do. It's an election, it's for your country, so you have to be conscious of what you're voting for.
You need to get your mind set on who is gonna vote for, and yeah, that's the important thing.
That's good. That will avoid a lot of trouble. Because people, when they are in that, they go against the opposite party, and alcohol ignites them.
Actually, in general, for the alcohol on that day, they want people to be conscious what they're doing. Otherwise, if you drink and you have a party before voting, you cannot make a good decision at that time. I think that's why they promote, they have the rules, is without alcohol for that day.
I think it's a good idea. That way people are hopefully in the right frame of mind that they can properly vote.
I get it. I do. I can see that. I think everybody needs to be of sound body and mind when making such an important decision. If your voice is going to be heard, then yeah, it needs to be, not influenced by other factors. So I definitely understand it.
It's a good. That way, there's no, recalculations of ballots because I was drunk, I didn't know who I was voting for, it was a mistake, so forth. So I agree with that as well.
It's sometimes great to be reminded of how Aruba is one of a kind. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel or just visit the page at Our Home, Your Holiday if you'd like more content celebrating Aruba. Any content that I produce since the very beginning can be found there. Also, if you'd like to go to channel 49, Aruba TV, you can see some of the most recent content repeated on that channel as well. We are also on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, so make sure to watch us there. New episodes of Our Home, Your Holiday airs Monday nights at 7:30 p.m. right here on channel 13, Tel Aruba. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. It is extremely important to me that the stories we share are authentic and that we strive to tell both perspectives. I've been a local to this remarkable island 3 times and a tourist too many times to count. Our Home, Your Holiday celebrates Aruba. There's a reason why Arubans are so patriotic, and there's a reason why visitors keep coming back. Let's dive into the elements that makes Aruba our home and the perfect holiday.